outside tires. Good stop for Jeff Gordon. 14.4 seconds.
Dale Jarrett at the bottom of your screen getting his service as Gordon goes out.
Larry, how would you like to have the fastest car on the racetrack and do a 14.4 pit stop?
And that's the confidence he has. He knows for the most part when he comes to pit road, he's going to have a fast stop.
Hart, Rudd, and Stewart are in. So is Skinner, Bobby Labonte, and John Andretti.
That's what you call relentless. They just don't let up on you.
Matt.
The 20 car of Tony Stewart is in. He was reporting his car was tight. The one car is down and away. He was loose. They adjusted with wedge. The 20 car is now down and away.
Craven is in now. He had assumed the lead. Dick Berggren.
The most important pit stop of 35-year-old Ricky Craven's entire career. They have got to get it right. The crew patting each other on the back before it went on. Jim Carter, the front tire carrier, just dropped down the pit road and did about a dozen push-ups just to get ready. Craven behind the wheel. This crew has got to do this flawlessly, perfectly. They can win the race for him, or they can lose it right here. Slow on the left front. 18.9, not the best stop. Right there, over 4.5 seconds difference in pit stop alone. We see Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the Budweiser car he's in.
The right front tire changer just had a terrible time. He likely never got the right front tire back on.
Kenny Wallace in as well as green flag pit stops continue with 45 laps to go. 4 tire change for Earnhardt Jr. And Mark Martin has picked up the lead.
Can you believe that?
Didn't know if it had ever happened, but Martin has now led every race this year.
And here he comes down pit lane right now.
That 70 bonus points could mean a big difference at the end of the day come the end of the season.
Make sure you guys bring these tires back. Mark, you're about 10 away right there.
That's Jimmy Fennick, crew chief.
About 5 away right in here, guys. 2 tires. Go. All clear. Good to the end.
Jimmy Fennick, his crew chief, you got to talk to that driver. You got to talk to him the whole time.
44 laps to run. And Gordon will reassume the lead after this round of green flag stop.
But the real loser, Ricky Craven in the 32 car. Remember, before the stop, 3 seconds. He's almost 11 seconds behind Jeff Gordon now. 45 laps to go. He can't get there. He just cannot get there.
5 of those seconds lost on the longer pit stop, but much of the rest lost because Jeff Gordon is so good getting into the pits fast and getting out of the pits fast.
What a difference these guys can make right here.
43 laps to go at Dover. A crash down the front straightaway has put us under the 5th caution of the day, and Ron Hornaday ends up in the infield grass.
Yeah, he and Park was coming up on him, and Park was so much faster, and Park got into him, and he did a whale of a job of not causing a huge wreck. Watch this. I think Park starts to go around him. 14 car moves up in front of him a little bit, looked like. I think he might have thought that he was going to try to duck underneath of him going down in the corner and started to the outside. Park was there.
Well, is the left rear down on Hornaday's car there, or is it just the way it looks to me, Darrell? The way that car just slewed.
Let's see if we can tell anything here, but it just kind of looks like. Oh yeah, it turns. It turns. Good call.
Jeff Hammond?
Yes, look at it again, guys. You'll notice, I believe the rear track bar broke on that car coming off the corner. If you'll notice, all of a sudden the rear end goes out from underneath the car and then back the other way, and it's sitting down infield. The rear end is cocked. Rear track bar, I believe, broke on the 14 car.
Tough break for Ron Hornaday, who was as high as 9th in this race.
They got a few guys that are going to duck back in the pits here. The 32, the 20, and the 31. These guys going to get on 4 more tires, Larry.
So is Rudd, Harvick, and Marlin, leaving Jeff Gordon out there not quite by his lonesome.
I tell you who's the big loser, I believe, in this deal. It's Mark Martin. You know, he only took 2 tires for track position, and now the caution really hurts him because everybody's going to have 4 tires, and so far he stayed out.
The cars that stayed out are Jeff Gordon, Mark Martin on the lead lap, and Mark Martin. Mayfield there.
We're hearing that Mike Skinner in the 31's being held for 15 seconds. A tire got away. Again, the tire has to be back across right there before you can leave. All the equipment has to be back across there before you can leave pit road.
Let's look at this again. And of course, I saw the car turn suddenly to the right, but I thought he was trying to get out of Park's way. But actually, like Jeff said, I think the track bar must have broken.
Definitely something broke.
There
right
you go.
there.
Yeah. I thought he had been told by maybe Park. The drivers will do it all the time. They'll say, give me the inside. I thought he might have been trying to get up out of his way.
All right, we want to explain to you what a track bar is. This is a track bar. It's hooked to the trailing arm on the left side right here with this rod end. It's hooked to the frame. The track bar is always in a tremendous load here, and a lot of times one of these joints will break or pull out of the track bar itself.
So we're under caution with 36 laps to go. Now Mayfield comes to pit road. This changes everything. Yesterday, Jimmy Spencer won the Busch race. Jeff Green, the point leader, had trouble, so Kevin Harvick is the new leader in NASCAR's Busch Series. Scott Riggs won the truck race, so Craftsman presents the point standings after 8 races. Scott Riggs with a healthy lead over Joe Ruttman and Jack Sprague.
And we're getting ready to, speaking of healthy, we've got a healthy little restart here.
34 laps to go. Rusty Wallace in that 2 car, 3 laps down. Like to get one of his lap back. Remember, Mark Martin in the 6 car right there took 2 tires on the green, stayed out right here.
Oh, Robert Presley slid up in front of Dale Jarrett. And that Jarrett a chance to stay with the front four.
Bottlenecked everything up when he did that. Big break for Jeff Gordon, because there's some cars in there maybe that could keep up with him now that they've got 4 fresh tires on. I say maybe. It's pretty doubtful. That guy's been awesome today.
Rusty Wallace is 3 laps down. Remember, he had to make an extra pit stop in this last green flag cycle, and he's right between leader Jeff Gordon and second place Mark Martin. Steve?
And Jeff Gordon and Robbie Loomis discussed briefly the merits of pitting. But Jeff said, let's stay out. I like the air pressures, the way the tires feel. So really, they didn't even think twice. They stayed out. Dick?
Martin and Jimmy Bennett talked a lot about whether they should bring that number 6 car in for a pit stop or not on the last caution flag. Mark, after all, took just 2 right side tires on that automobile. They're not sure if the thing is going to be fast or not, but they rolled the dice for track position.
And the die is cast for Mark Martin.
Well, so far so good. And all these lap cars really bottlenecked everything up for some of these fast guys with 4 tires. So the longer they go, the better off he'll be.
Now watch 32 Ricky Craven in the midst of that bottleneck there with
all the way on the apron.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's a lap down car. And watch what 66 does to Bobby Labonte. Watch. Well, we didn't stay on long enough. He come right down across the bow of him and about took him out.
Tony Stewart, after this restart, finds himself in 7th. Matt?
Earlier this afternoon, Tony Stewart's car was very loose. Now it's gone to the opposite end of the spectrum. Now it is tight. The last 2 pit stops, they have taken 1.5 rounds of wedge out, trying to loosen this race car up.
He's 3.7 seconds off the lead with 28 laps to go.
I don't believe you can stop the race and let everybody work on their car and they can keep up with Jeff Gordon. He's awesome today. One of those days, Larry.
When you hit it, you hit it. It's your day.
And this is that kind of racetrack. If you get it right, you're going to make everybody else look pretty bad.
In 1995, Gordon started 2nd and led 400 of the 500 laps en route to an easy win. Started 2nd again today.
Be sure that we write that down.
You mean every time he starts 2nd, you should pick him?
Yeah, that's right. You should pick him.
Yeah, I'm about a week late on my pick, I think.
It will reflect in your standings, Larry. Don't worry.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. But I'm still not sure what we're going to win.
Put a nice note in with your check, Larry. How about Jason Leffler? First trip to Dover Downs, got himself back on the lead lap where he sits in 13th place. That young man's having quite a day.
And it will be such a confidence booster for this whole group. Of course, he's Sterling Marlin's teammate, driving for Chip Ganassi.
Yeah, and both those cars have run very well. And you just see Mark Martin just slide up out of the way and let these guys with 4 tires go. He knows he's pretty well. He's dog meat now.
It wasn't a bad move until the caution came out.
No, that would have probably paid off had it stayed green.
Yeah, here come all these cars with fresh tires like Earnhardt Jr. and Mayfield. And Mark Martin, who got close and who led 3 laps of this race, but it appears we'll not win it if we stay green these final 25 laps.
Ricky Craven in the 32. He goes underneath Jeremy Mayfield.
And boy, that car still is running great. I mean, it's handling good. It's running good. Just a shame what happened to him in the pits. And Jeremy Mayfield way off the pace right behind him there. Looks like he may have a flat tire. He can't get down. There's oncoming traffic.
Jeff Gordon and Ricky Craven are the only cars lapping under 24.7 seconds. Oops, add Earnhardt Jr. to the lap list. He's the fastest car on the racetrack.
And Jeremy Mayfield continues to idle along on the outside right here. He can't get down to the inside. Too many cars.
Earnhardt Jr. in fourth, working over Dale Jarrett.
Right to the bottom of the racetrack, back in that throttle. Boy, he beat Dale Jarrett back to the throttle off the corner right here.
And man, I'm telling you, when somebody is tucked up under you like that, it'll just make you draw up. Even up here, it makes me draw up.
Look at Earnhardt Jr. back to the throttle so much earlier than Dale Jarrett in the 88 car. Beats him off the corner. No substitute.
Your voice
time on the throttle.
Drew up like Linda Ronstadt just talking about it.
That's right.
22 laps to go on the Monster Mile. Jeff Gordon for now in command by 0.6 of a second. Laps to go in the MBNA Platinum 400. Jeff Gordon's lead over Steve Park now at 3/4 of a second. Dale Earnhardt Jr. closing, but he may run out of time. He's 3.2 seconds back.
These two cars right here, though, they're about the same speed right now.
They really are. The fastest car is the 32 car, but he's too far back. But man, I tell you, Park is doing all he can, and I don't think he can get up there and race Gordon. Gordon's probably keeping him at bay, but still, it's a good run for Park. You can see he's driving the wheels off of it.
Ricky Rudd's been trying to get under Tony Stewart for the last 4 laps, and he does for 8th place.
Kevin Harvick in that 29 car, he's going to pull to the inside. He wants to take the position as well.
Well, Stewart holds Rudd off, and Rudd skips up the hill just a bit.
Mike Skinner in the 31 car right behind this group, remember, had the pit road penalty. 15 seconds had to be started the last car on the lead lap. He's fought his way back to 11th.
Boy, Harvick's car is so quick through the center of the corner. That old Ford seems to pull down the straightaway a little harder.
13 to go. Tony Stewart, it appears, will not repeat at Dover.
Hard to do, man.
David Pearson did it in 73, made up a lap. While the Wood Brothers made up a lap after he hit a spinning car, and the Wood Brothers repaired it. He won a shootout between he and Bobby Allison and Buddy Baker to win 3 in a row.
Well, this is good close racing right here. Maybe too close. Harvick and Rudd, and there's Skinner, and we know that Skinner would like to finish ahead of Harvick at all possible.
Now Tony Stewart has run off and left this group.
Mark kind of caught his breath on those 2 tires and let everybody right there on him get away from him, and he's hanging on.
Tony Stewart right here in the number 20 car, Home Depot car, chasing after Mark Martin in that 6 car. Matt Yoakum, how about Tony Stewart?
Well, Tony Stewart has pulled away from Ricky Rudd, but he came on the radio a few short laps ago, Larry, and said the car is just getting worse. There's nothing I can do with it. I'm just going to get what I can get.
Jeremy Mayfield's gone to the garage, only the 7th driver to exit this race. 10 to go. And Gordon, those flames are shooting out a little longer, Darrell. He's upped it to 1.1 seconds over Steve Park.
Those flames are running all the way back down the straightaway right now.
Hendrick Motorsports has won 6 races at Dover with 4 different drivers. 3 for Gordon, Jeff Bodine, Ricky Rudd, and Ken Schrader have also won here for Rick Hendrick.
But I tell you, the fastest car on the racetrack, Dale Earnhardt Jr., that other DEI car, number 8 car there, he's about a 1/10 and a half faster than Jeff Gordon. Problem is 2 3/4 seconds and only 9 laps to go. There you see, last lap speed, over a mile an hour faster than Jeff Gordon. But again, 9 laps to go, 8 laps next time by.
My hero for the day, Ricky Craven. That's my hero. He has driven the wheels off of that car today, and he's going to finish 4th here, looks like. That's a heck of a good run for that young man. That car is still digging, boys.
And he had a shot to win it, but a pit stop much longer than Jeff Gordon's under green is what cost Craven a shot to be contending for the lead with 8 laps to go.
Pretty hard to compete with a fast car and a 14.5-second pit stop for anybody.
even with the caution.
You know, even with the caution. Like I said, I don't believe he can stop the race. They work on him and keep up with him today.
Jeff Gordon, these 6 laps to go. Next time, a little bit of lap traffic in front of him. Could be a factor. Stacy Compton up there. Let's look at the speeds at the line.
Or just a teeny bit quicker.
Craven the fastest.
Craven. Boy, that doesn't break your heart.
Ricky Craven, the fastest of all our lead lap cars.
That's why we call this a team sport. Everybody has to do their job. Got to have a fast car, a great driver. Got to make those quick stops.
It'll break your heart, Darrell, but 4th place still pays pretty well.
Oh, it does. I mean, he'll be happy. That's a big step up from what they did since back there at Rockingham.
Dale Jarrett was not expected to contend here, but he's been up in the top 5 most of the day. Currently riding 5th. Remember, rib problem from that Charlotte qualifying crash. Still bothering Jarrett, but you wouldn't know it to look at his performance. He's in the top 5 and won't lose a lot of points to Jeff Gordon today.
Good top 5 finish. That's all he needed coming in here with his problem, so he got it.
Johnny Benson will fall out of the top 5. They succumbed to motor failure. Jeff Gordon has led 377 laps. He's got to lead 4 more. And that will top the record. Mark Martin led 379 of 400 here in 1998. Gordon is on pace to best that by 2. And last year, he didn't lead at all.
He's making up for lost time, Mike. I can tell you that.
Hey, but Park is coming. Steve Park has cut it down to 0.6 of a second.
But yeah, there was a little more traffic. I'm sorry, Larry, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say the real battle is back there for 7th with Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, Ricky Rudd, and Kevin Harvick, and Mike Skinner. There you see again Mark Martin, a victim, I think, of 2 right side tires.
Oh, boy.
Him and Rudd get together right there at the start finish line. Kevin Harvick's going to take advantage of it. Mike Skinner in the 31, he's wanting to get in there as well.
Boy, Mark just was holding Rudd up, and Rudd got a nose up under him coming off, and Mark cut him off.
White flag, and it couldn't come any sooner for Jeff Gordon. Steve Park has closed in to try to make a race out of this, 0.7 of a second back.
He has a clear racetrack for another half a mile. No lap traffic should be a factor.
And Park wishing this race was 5 laps longer. Draws within about 8 car lengths in turn 4, but Jeff Gordon comes off the 4th corner and gets his 54th career victory. Meanwhile, Martin and Rudd battle off turn number 4.
If they don't wreck each other, it's going to surprise me. They have been into each other. Martin did a great job of hanging on.
Mark Martin will take the position.
9th place.
I don't know if that's friendly or congratulations.
Oh, I think it is.
Oh, yeah.
I saw teammates do that. Well, they're not teammates, but I've seen guys do that before.
Jeff Gordon's win ties him with Lee Petty and Rusty Wallace for 7th on the all-time NASCAR list. It's his 4th win at Dover, his 2nd win of the season, and he led all but 19 laps. Jeff Gordon today with a thoroughly dominating performance. He led 381 of 400 laps, and he sits in the MBNA winner's circle here at Dover Downs for his 2nd win of the season. Steve Burns is with him.
Thank you, Mike. Jeff Gordon accepted congratulations from his wife, Brooke. Jeff, boy, that was a flat, dominant performance by you and this race team.
I tell you what, that was incredible. I wasn't expecting that today. You know, just felt like DuPont 24 Chevrolet of the old here at Dover. And I think, you know, a lot of it is this tire that Goodyear has. I think it just brings some of our old setups back to us. The track, you know, it's just like it used to be for us. But these guys, they really had it hooked up today. And, oh, man, I just, you know, want to thank God for a great day, a safe day. And, you know, this one's for DuPont. They're up here in Wilmington. We went to visit with all their folks on Thursday, and they got a lot of customers that come to every race. And this one right here is for you guys. Thank you for everything you do, DuPont.
All right, great victory. Let's go to Matt Yoakum.
And Steve Park finished a career best 2nd here at Dover. Were you catching him, or was he just playing with you?
I don't know, man. Jeff Gordon, he's a hell of a race car driver, and my hat's off to those guys. We had a good race car, and at times we were catching them, and at times we weren't. So I started overdriving the car, trying to catch him, and started losing ground. And once I settled back down, I was able to reel him back in again. But, man, that Pennzoil Chevrolet was a good race car. We just had that tire come across pit road and put us behind. So to rally back from that just shows that we got a great race team with Paul Andrews and Bono and all the guys.
A great top two finish, the 4th time this year for Steve Park. Vic?
We'll try to get back to Dick Berggren in a moment. Technical difficulties as he stands with Ricky Craven.
Yeah, we got to talk to Ricky Craven. We got to talk to him.
Matt?
Dale Earnhardt Jr., great, come from the back. Great run for you today.
Yeah, it was. We had a good car. It really wasn't great, and got real loose about midway through the race, and then spun out down the front straightaway, and somehow kept it off the wall. It was just all luck there, but we made some adjustments after that. I think that kind of proved to us that we really need to work on the car, and we finally worked on the car and got tightened up, and it was probably about the quickest thing out there at the end. We just ran out of laps.
A great day for Dale Earnhardt Incorporated.
Let's show you our Chevy winning moment. Jeff Gordon is the winner, and Chevy congratulates Jeff and the number 24 Monte Carlo on the big win. This was the only on-track pass for the lead all day.
It's the only winning moment.
It was several hours ago. Rusty Wallace got in front for one lap, and Gordon passed him right back. More champions depend on Chevy will be there. As you have a look through the results today with Jeff Gordon, a big, big win.
Sterling Marlin, 6th place. Good run for him. Kevin Harvick ended up 8th.
Tony Stewart trying to three-peat, ends up 7th with a ill-handling car the last 100 laps.
Craven's my man, guys. I'm impressed with that run today.
Well, my hero of the day, Jason Leffler, 13th, finished on the lead lap. First time he'd been here in a Cup car.
Oh, that is. That's a great run for him, too.
Casey Atwood in that early crash, still hurting from last week.
See the guys that were in those crashes early on, Jimmy Spencer, Nadeau, Kurt Busch, Bill Elliott.
Yeah, most of them got back on track. Let's go back to Dick with Ricky Craven.
And Matt Yoakum's microphone. My hero of the day is right here. Ricky Craven, you proved today you can get the job done. Were you thinking about your victory speech during some of those laps?
Shame on me, right? But I was. And I'm not going to tell you everything I was thinking, but I'm going to share a little bit with you that if I had gotten to victory lane, I would have thanked Tide. I would have thanked Cal Wells, all these team members, because they took a chance and they pulled me off the disabled list, so to speak, and put me in a car. And, man, we've just run great all year. We haven't had the results to show for it, but we had some strong runs, and today was great. And I just want to say thank you to everybody in New England, everybody that's helped me along the way. That's just a little bit of what I'm going to say when we get to victory lane.
And you're going to get your chance at it, I'm sure.
All right, thank you very much. Jeff Gordon's win inches a little bit closer as he moves up on Dale Jarrett, but a gutsy performance, or a ribsy if you want to word it that way. Dale Jarrett with that sore rib on the right side finishing 5th, and Rusty Wallace 3rd. So Jeff Hammond, let's talk about this. For a guy like Jeff Gordon, who averaged 10 victories over the previous 4 seasons, only had 3 last year. We say only for a guy who set standards as high as he did, but he wins his 2nd race this year. Looks like Jeff Gordon has returned to that championship form.
Absolutely, Chris. I think right now you got to take in consideration that there's so much right now going on behind the scenes at Hendrick Motorsports. There's a lot of things that have been developed and worked on. These guys have got it turned around. The chemistry between Robbie Loomis and Jeff Gordon is now very evident. You got to watch out for these guys.
And the Monster Mile did the Monster Mash when we began things at Dover Downs International Speedway today. After a lot of rain leading up to this, it was clear skies and pretty much clear sailing for Jeff Gordon. After we got through some of this, there were botched pit stops, flying tires, no three-peat for Tony Stewart. The Flames DuPont car was on fire. Jeff Gordon cementing the win on the concrete early, inching closer to Dale Jarrett in the points chase, which will continue next week in Michigan on FX.